Okay, let's talk about the one thing that keeps more business owners up at night than anything else: cash. And specifically why you feel like you're always a couple weeks away of running out of it. Almost every company I work with struggles with the same thing. They don't have a cash flow system. They have instinct, they have gut feel, but they don't have a real process that tells them what's coming around the corner. So that's why today I want to walk you through the exact system I use with every single client I work with. It's called a 13-week cash flow model. And I'm telling you right now, if you implement this, you will never run your business blind again. You will see problems coming before they hit you. You'll make smarter decisions, and you'll finally get rid of that constant anxiety feeling that comes without knowing whether you're going to have enough cash to even get through the month. Let's break this down into 3 parts. Part 1, why 13 weeks? 13 weeks is the perfect balance between long enough to spot problems and short enough to stay accurate. The further out you try to forecast, the more fantasy world you get into. It's like astrology. But 13 weeks, that's real. That's close enough to be predictable. That's close enough that your sales pipeline is somewhat clear. That's close enough that your expenses are mostly known. Here's what I tell people. You cannot control a year. You can absolutely control 13 weeks. And here's the second reason. A 13-week window forces you to get honest about your cash cycles. Most owners are guessing. They say, we should be good for the next month. Based on what? The 13-week model pulls all emotion out of it. It gives you a weekly scoreboard for your money. Let me explain the real benefit. The 13-week model is like turning on the headlights when you've been driving in the dark. The road was always there, the danger always there, but now you can finally see it. That's why this method is exploding in popularity right now. It gives owners back the control they need, and you can build it in less than 20 minutes. Part 2, building the model. Let's walk through this step by step so you can build your own. You need 4 things: expected sales, expected cash in, expected cash out, and your weekly net position. Let me break each of these down into simple English. Step 1, list your expected inflows. This is not revenue. I'll say that again because this is where people screw it up. Revenue is not cash. If you send out $10,000 of invoices this week, you might only collect $3,000 of it in the same time period. Your inflows are literally the cash you expect to receive that week. So you list all expected customer payments for each week. If you have reoccurring customers or contracts, this gets even easier. Let's go to step 2. List your expected outflows. This is everything leaving your bank account: payroll, rent, contractors, materials, subscriptions, debt payments, taxes, everything. If it hits your bank, you got to list it. Here's the trick I use. Look at the last 90 days of bank statements and copy reoccurring payments right into the model. Most of your outflows repeat. Payroll every 2 weeks, software monthly, rent monthly, utilities monthly. Boom, already predictable. Step 3, add your opening cash. Every business has a starting point. You put your current cash balance at the start of the week 1 at the very top of the model. Step 4, let the numbers do the work. Your cash at the end of each week is the opening cash plus inflows minus outflows. That final number becomes next week's opening cash. When you link the numbers together week by week, the magic happens. You'll see your future in slow motion. Suddenly, you notice that week 7 is going to be a problem. Or you see the payroll in week 3 plus a large supplier payment in week 4 is going to drop your cash lower than you expected. Let me give you a real example. I worked with a construction company that had no idea why they were constantly stressed. They were profitable, they were busy, but cash was always tight. We built a 13-week model. Week 5, that was the problem. Every project they did require materials up front, but they weren't collecting progress payments until week 8 or 9. So for the first half of every job, they were bankrolling their customers. The model made that visible, we saw it, and we fixed it. They changed their payment terms. Cash stress disappeared in 2 cycles. This is why the model matters. It reveals the truth, and the truth is usually something you didn't realize was happening. Part 3, how to use the model weekly. Now here's the part everyone skips. Building the model is actually easy. Using it consistently is where the real power is. What I tell every business owner is simple. You update your 13-week model every single week. Non-negotiable, same time every week. Don't let it slide. And here's what you do. Week 1, replace forecasts with actual numbers. Did you collect what you expected? Did you spend what you expected? Week 2, shift your rolling window forward. Week 1 drops off. Week 14 becomes your new week. You forecast that one now. Every week you learn something new. You get better in predicting your business. The clearer your picture becomes, the easier it is to make strong decisions. Let me tell you the biggest benefit of weekly updates. You stop being surprised. Surprises kill businesses. The 13-week model is a shock absorber. It gives you time to fix a pricing issue, time to negotiate suppliers, time to negotiate terms, time to adjust payroll, time to move a project, time to stop the bleeding. Without it, you operate in reaction mode. With it, you operate in controlled mode. So what most business owners get wrong? Let me call out the 3 mistakes that I see all the time. Mistake 1, confusing profit with cash. You can be profitable and broke. You can lose money and still have cash. They are not the same thing. Stop looking at your P&L to decide whether you're okay. Look at your cash flow. Mistake 2, forecasting revenue instead of cash. I keep saying this because it keeps happening. Do not put sales in this model, but actually, what is the expected cash receipts? If somebody hasn't paid you yet, they don't belong in the cash model. Mistake number 3, guessing. A 13-week model is not a guessing game. It is a discipline game. You base your forecast on data, past payments, current pipeline, reoccurring expenses, known debt payments. If you have no data, then your next step is not to forecast. Your next step is to gather data. This is your business. Know your numbers. People ask me, Jay, does this work with contractors? Does this work with auto shops? Does this work with online businesses? Does this work with agencies? Yes, it works everywhere. Why? Because every business has inflows and outflows. Every business has timing gaps. Every business has peaks and valleys. And every business needs to know how long their cash will last. A 13-week model is universal. It is the closest thing I've ever seen to a magic trick in a business. You spend 20 minutes building it, and it feels like someone gave you X-ray vision. You see your next crisis before it hits you. You understand your patterns. You start making smarter moves. And once you start using it, you'll never go back to running your business blind again. All right, let's wrap this one up in one simple thought. Most business owners don't get in trouble because they're dumb or lazy. They get in trouble because they don't see the danger early enough. Cash problems always start weeks and months before the crisis actually hits. And the 13-week model gives you a real-time visibility of what you've been missing. So here's your homework. Build your 13-week model this week. Even if it's rough, even if it's imperfect, even if you've only got half the numbers. Once you build it, you'll understand your business way better than you ever have before. And if you want more videos to get rid of some of the noise and help you actually run a healthy business, make sure you subscribe. All right, I'll see you on the next one.